In the sea of the uninformed, be informed, not misinformed.
Example, Grant.
Grand. Gee, how's the hangover?
From what?
Hey boo.
Let me put on my gear.
From the rose that Elnobunjabongela, from that rose that got the Bunjabongel.
Oh man.
From the Miguel rose.
Nah, I'm just a taster. I don't go deep.
Don't really dive in. Okay?
Oh, I don't do that. So
No.
I'm happy that we have begun this thing, man, because I've been waiting for so long. I was like, when am I waking up? Okay, just another thing. Because I know you and Anele don't really care about the numbers, but I have to care. So there's an audience that I want to reach as well, but many are English speaking. I don't know if you mind. I hope you don't mind. Let's speak the English.
Honestly speaking, I don't mind, but as you know, in the some of the things you're actually able to articulate and explain and express yourself when you are using your own language. If you are going to have the same energy to actually express it and explain it, you use your own language. I just hope I'll be able to keep up in a manner that I don't slip up and use more of my home language.
Oh man,
let's try that.
No problem. I mean, you can bring the home language in the mix also. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone who's watching this video. I hope you continue watching our content, and please subscribe and press the like button below, and please share and share it as far and as wide, because it's important that you share our content so that we may educate others who are also uninformed. Hopefully they might as well begin a debate in their spaces as well. So let's begin. So I'm Unathi, this is Sandile. Hopefully we start something in your head, a debate in your head, and you can debate with the others. Now, to start, Sandile, because you did social work, there's the topic that we had agreed to do is mutual respect. Okay, so it's a broad topic. It can be long, but there are ideas that I want to just throw in at you. I just want to hear your opinion on how they apply with from a mutual point of view, and from adult to child, and from child to adult. So here's one idea from this book, 12 Rules for Life. So here it goes as follows. It says here to sacrifice ourselves to God, or to the highest power, if you like, does not mean to suffer silently and willingly when some person or organization demands more from us consistently than is offered in return. That means we are supporting tyranny and allowing ourselves to be treated like slaves. It is not virtuous to be victimized by bully, even if that bully is oneself. So that's one idea. And before that, there's this one. Here's the main idea that I want to also throw at you. I hope you understood that one, the first one. So it has to do with sacrifice. This one says, if we wish to take care of ourselves properly, we would have respect. We would have to respect ourselves, but we don't, because we are, not least in our own eyes, fallen creatures. Think of the story of Adam and Eve. So they are the fallen human beings. So because in our own eyes we have not fallen, so we are still on our high horses in our own eyes. So that's the idea here. It says, if we lived in truth, if we spoke the truth, then we could walk with God once again and respect ourselves and others and the world. Then we might treat ourselves like people we cared for. We might strive to set the world straight. We might orient it towards heaven. Here we would want people who cared for the what the heck? Oh, sorry. We would want. We might orient it towards heaven, where we would want people we cared for to dwell, instead of hell, where our resentment and hatred would eternally sentence everyone. So the first idea is sacrifice, and the second idea is respect for ourselves and speaking the truth. You see.
True.
Now, with regards to respect,
from what you've just read, I'm going to start from the first point that you raised.
Yeah.
It is very important to actually learn how to respect yourself. Yeah. Learn how to respect others, so that you can actually deserve to get the same respect that you give people. So we would definitely fail to recognize the good in us. We definitely fail to recognize how we treat other people, but we are quick to identify how other people treat us.
Yeah, and also it's easier to actually identify the lack of respect that we get
from other people. Yeah. Yeah.
And we do not. It's so difficult to acknowledge people respecting us. We take it for granted. True. So that plays in the lines of truth, of somewhat taking truth for granted. You understand?
Whatever about that thing that says it's very easy to say negative stuff about yourself, but if someone would say, just approach you and say, tell me good things about yourself. Tell me, why do you think you're good? Tell me why you think you deserve to be treated with respect. It wouldn't be something that you would say, it's because of A, B, C, and D. You would be like, yeah, well. So it's very it's very hard to actually I think we make it hard because we think we hardly think about the positive things that we do for ourselves and other people. So it goes in that manner, and I think that it is important to respect yourself for you to be respected by other people, and for other people to receive the same respect that they give you.
Yeah. And now, you know what I'm interested in? So if people don't respect themselves, why is it that they are expecting respect from other people? Like, what causes that in your view?
I think it's a sense of entitlement. I think at some point it's a sense of it's that sense of entitlement. It really doesn't matter how I treat this person, but I deserve to be treated like this. It's dumb. It's a dumb theory, trust me. It's a dumb theory, because you get what you give. Even when it comes to energy, you get what you give. what I'm trying to say is, yabona, if ever mhlambe awusihloniphi, basically you are also going to behave in a certain way that will not impress people.
Yeah.
You're gonna treat people like crap. You're gonna carry yourself like you don't care. And if law information is actually received by other people, they're not gonna be happy about indlela obathatha ngayo okanye indlela oziphethe ngayo.
Of
Therefore,
course
why
not.
should they respect you? Why should they give you a minute of their time? Why should they respect you?
That's see, those kinds of people are the dangerous people. It's like that quote also that I sent you from, I think it's from the same book, where it says that if you think, I don't remember, if you think what are bad people, if you think strong men or something like that are bad
if you
people,
think strong men are bad people, think of quiet people.
wait
Until you
wait for the weak man. The people who are weak, or in a sense, the people who do not invest time in respecting themselves, they invest their time in evaluating each and every respect that comes from them. Hence, that led me to think, oh man, this is the skewed idea around the respect between parents and children. Parents, they expect to be respected by their kids, but no one stops to think, hey, why shouldn't I be the one? Respect? Why shouldn't I be the one giving the respect towards the child? Because eventually, when you give respect to the child, then the child will then respect you back. Of course, the scales of the levels are different, of course. But think about it. I had a conversation with someone last year with regards to this. It actually was interesting to think about it like that. I was like, oh man, that's so true, especially in the Black communities. Our people, man, it's like it's a one-way street. It's like single lane. The respect comes from this to that, and it makes sense why. But also in this day and age, respect should be mutual. You should give, and it should be given as well.
The thing is, I feel like our parents have failed to realize that we also learn from their behavior. We also learn from how they treat us. If they actually thought about Londoleo while they were raising us, they would know that some of their indlela responding and some of the way that we behave, it's basically drawn from what they did and how they treated us when we're still young. If you grew up around people who didn't respect you because you were young, obviously when you grow old, you are going to be opinionated over abantu abancinci, be it they are correct, be it they are not. It's going to be hard for you to actually share your views. You are going to force your views to people. You're not going to show your opinion or share your views. You're going to force it on people, especially Jonga bra, we're coming from university. A university, you can understand that you might be the young one, you might be the older one. University, but it doesn't change the fact that we level A1 because we want the same thing. I was doing my third year, I was doing my fourth year. It was the first time actually being in a group of people whereby I feel like I'm the old one. Now I have to listen for younger views. Like I have to listen to people who are younger than me telling me what needs to be done and how they think it should be done. Now imagine if I grew up in an environment whereby I'm saying, as an old person, I need to be the only one who's right, who sees the way and lead the way. That would be crap.
So this is essentially a vicious cycle creating bullies, because bullies, they don't. It's not that they're not listening. They are listening. It's just that they are forcing their way through. They are forcing their ideas. And
exactly,
bullies end up being the tyrants. They force
and you know what's said about the bullies right now, and that it's that we still have bullies on social media, even at our day and age. Like sinendanga zethu as bullies. What is said is that bullies are praised because look at how abantu who are scared of being bullies actually hide behind a bully, because
Dude.
they will laugh and support behind a bully because they are scared of being attacked by the same people they are praising and they're following. There would be someone mhlawumbi wouldn't really be a comedian, but Lomdu Loana would actually say stuff that are hurtful to people, and abantu would laugh. He would make serious matters a joke. And bro, it's important to have a sense of humor, but you have to actually laugh about something and make a joke about something to an extent. And I also do understand why people try to hide behind the bully. It's because it's the safe space. You don't want to be attacked by this person. You don't want to be exposed by this person because you cannot handle this thing. Even though umdala, you still have the insecurities.
Yeah, and this and you just put on something very important, né? That's why some people are so afraid to voice their opinions, even though they know their opinions are correct and right.
Exactly.
They're afraid of the bullies, and there's so many bullies out there, and bullies think that they are always right. And they don't see another opinion. It's like they hide in their own little bubbles. They don't want to hear anything besides what's in their head or their ideology. And unfortunately, even the platforms that we operate under, they actually support some of these ideologies. And some people get bullied by the platform itself. And then you wonder, where is there is no honor in what they are embracing, because they're embracing bullying, you see.
Exactly. While at it, instead of actually discussing problems, I would like us to also come up with solutions or how you deal with the situations, because we are also part of the people who are using the platforms. What do you think would be a suitable response to actually social bullying, or what do you do when you come across as individual? You are using Twitter. Twitter is a huge platform. Like nomntu ngapha eChina ngavela afika athi shung athi nonsense phansi kwe-status sakho, and you wouldn't understand the thing and you wouldn't say anything. Awumazi noba uvelaphi, you don't even know why he has that opinion about what you say. So now I want you to tell me, how do you deal with it? I'm also on Twitter, but I'm not really that active. But I can see that Twitter it's really a place of bullies. Like there's a lot of bullying on Twitter.
This then brings me to the next idea that I picked up in the book, where it says that it says something like this. It says people create their worlds with the tools they have directly at hand. Faulty tools produce faulty results. Repeated use of the same faulty tools produce the same faulty results. It is in this manner that those who fail to learn from the past doom themselves to repeat it. It's partly fate. It's partly inability. It's partly unwillingness to learn, refusal to learn, motivated refusal to learn. That this statement is very important because it actually questions. These are actually questions. It's partly unwillingness to learn. So there are people out there who are not willing to actually learn, and there are people who are motivated not to learn. When platforms support the bullying tactics that these bullies carry out, then they won't be motivated to learn anything. They won't be motivated to learn the opposing idea, for example. So then what should be the solution, or one can think, create an alternative platform. There are alternative platforms where people they can voice their opinions honestly. So this brings us to the fact that people are then being censored by these platforms, these big platforms like Twitter and or YouTube or Facebook.
So basically, when you are saying there should be platforms whereby people can voice their opinions, you mean there should be more social medias or social networks whereby you can voice yourself apart from voicing yourself on Twitter, na Facebook, na YouTube? There should be more.
There should be more of those. There is actually already platforms though.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's a solution now. I feel like it's just a relief. I feel like it's just a relief in a way. Look at it in this way. When I want that, I'm gonna act like I feel bullied on Twitter, and then social network that was created as a safe space. Let's say, let's give it a name and say it's a microwave place.
Okay.
When I get there, because I also have those emotions and thoughts, this is how I feel about bullying. Who have been way bullied more than me, and self-esteem zabo are low and everything, and I start to be superior nabo, and being superior leads to me bullying my opinions over. Do you get this?
So essentially, it would create echo chambers where everyone agrees to everything.
Exactly. So changing platforms is just a relief. Changing platforms is just a relief. Here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. Okay. There's one thing that used to be said by Principal Luetu when we were still at junior high. He said that a lot. It never left me. But this time around, we're using eyes to listen because we're reading. So whether you think that my opinion is not what you're looking for, or you're saying my opinion is not suitable for this discussion, or you feel like my opinion is not valuable, it's okay. Okusalayo uyifundile. Whether you agree with me or you don't, that's okay. Whether you bash me and say your opinion it's dumb, because that's what people usually do. When you voice something, they would actually attack your intellect. They would say you are stupid. And that hurts. Trust me, I know it hurts.
Instead of attacking your idea or your intellect, people tend to attack you, the person, the individual.
Personally, exactly. Because they would feel like you do not deserve to know this. You do not deserve to say
not even
this.
that, bruh. Not even that. They feel that you have no right, or not right. It's like they're not expecting you to have that kind of opinion. Just because you have your own opinion, people tend to disrespect that. And it's as if now we have to think in the same way.
Like I saw on Twitter, really disturbing things. Not really disturbing, but I feel like they were stupid. Like whereby someone would say something really, really fruitful and a good idea, and this other person would say, "Good luck on implementing that with your 158 followers." What the hell is that? Why don't you, when I'm who have 200 or 1,000 followers, retweet that thing so that it can be seen by many people than someone who has 158 followers? What the hell is that? How dumb is that?
Some people, as I said, they live in their own bubbles. They don't
It's done.
They're not supportive. They're not supportive at all. And as this idea points out, people it's like that's how not necessarily how they grew up. The ideas they put online, it's ideas that they hold. Because they hold those ideas from the view of the world, those are just those ideas are tools that they use. And we view, some of us view them as faulty. And when you have faulty ideas like that, you are bound to pass them on to your children.
To your next generation, true.
Now, the children will carry those faulty ideas, and you will motivate your children to not be willing to learn from the mistakes that you make, because people are so proud. And I always say this. See, I always say this with regards to it. Well, this is my opinion, though. With regards to the ANC, those guys, my man. To me, it's like they are afraid of education, because the moment people, the masses that are voting for them, the moment they get educated and they learn that, no man, this is actually not service delivery. We are just being used for votes, and we are not getting what we demand. Once they learn that they are just being used, then people will change their votes to other parties. But because the people are not educated enough to think things through or to investigate, or either they do not have the resources to do that. For example, in the Eastern Cape, like I'm a Kawaza, like I don't expect those people to go through investigation and look at the financial records, like the corruption that goes in the government. So education is what people tend to avoid, because they know that the moment I get educated, I will now be in a position of critiquing this thing that I grew up doing all this time. So there's that pride. It's actually lack of self-respect.
As Unathi, what you are saying, I want to leave you with something before we move to another point that I'm thinking, because we're also running out of time.
Yeah.
So Unathi, I feel like we, the generation yethu ngoku, we are not patient. We are not patient. We forget how long our fathers, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers fought for this power. Ne? When ngoku thina siyile generation, we are looking at this power and saying, this is not what we want, right?
Of course.
But knowing that this is not what we want it to change now. How long did it take for bona to achieve lento sinayo ngoku? Why do you expect indoba Tina we're just gonna fight 2 years, 3 years and it changes?
Yeah.
Why are we like this? Why are we like this? Why are we not patient? Why haven't we learned anything from Otam Kulbetu? Bruh, we are going to be educated. We are going to be a generation that is educated. Hopefully that Namandwana Betu are going to be more educated than us. Let them change their way. It's still a struggle. We're still fighting a struggle that was being fought by Otam Kulbe, not Adabetu, but in a different version now.
Yeah.
In a more modern way. But why are we fighting for things to change instantly?
I think
that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. But don't stop. What is important is that you don't stop.
The thing is, bruh, I think it's partly because we also do case studies of other countries that are bigger than us and other people or that are bigger or smaller, and check how they've progressed within the same time frame that we've been through, let's say in a space of 20 years. And then we're like, no man, but we could do that. And then people wonder, like, why didn't we do that? So people who do those case studies, they they see, okay, this country adopted this mechanism. And also we adopted the same thing, but somewhere, somehow, someone thought it was okay to do something to change the course.
I feel like we're moving away from the topic. That would be the topic for another day. And I don't want us to judge a country to looking at other countries, because we are also at a different level of development and education, and the suppression didn't come in different. It didn't come in. It came in different ways.
My point was that that's what we do. We study other countries' situations and then compare them with ours. And then we sort of expect our situation to be as fast as similar. The other countries. For example, Germany. That country was down.
While we're still fighting poverty, we still have things that we still have a lot that we're fighting. We're fighting inequality.
Yeah.
We're fighting poverty. We're fighting health system that is crap. There's just a lot. In Germany, were they facing the same struggles?
So in Germany, because those people are all white, there's other factors that I don't know about. But what I know is that they were just poor after the World War, and it took them 20 years to regain their country. But they had advantages that we didn't have. Our situation was very different from theirs. So what we do, this generation, we take that space, 20 years, and we are still struggling with the 26 years team. Why can't we do what Germany is doing? And then we expect somehow to be as fast as them. So that's why we are not patient. To answer your point, that's why we are not patient. We're not patient enough to evaluate each and everything. That's why now we find ourselves having been in a position where we kind of jumped the gun and and we didn't take each and every step. Like imihlaba that we're taking. Only now are we thinking about those things in a, I would say, serious manner.
More radical manner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, to some people, that approach, it's too fast. It's just too fast. Some people want things to play themselves out, so that we can see what's going on exactly. So for some people, the things happening in South Africa are just too fast. You see?
But when I feel like I'm still standing on that thing, we are a generation that is not patient, bro. We are a generation that is not patient, bro.
Yeah,
otherwise the fight is there. It is happening. The fact that people raise their voice and say this is not right, people are fighting. But nina ni expecting when I'm trying which is an ideology of a dumb person. Think of umtu who goes fishing. Ufika hlale phane fishing rod, afakiwe mat. Stay for hours waiting for a fish, take a bait.
Yeah.
Just take a bait. That's patience.
Yeah.
Nina nifunulwa namhlanje ngomso nivuke ku right. That's impossible, bro. Like it's like people who don't have their own history. You saw how long it took Otamkulbetu to achieve what we have. Namhlanje we are using Facebook. We have platforms where we're raising voices. We're talking about stuff that Otamkulbetu were not able to talk about. We're having an education system that Otamkulbetu didn't have. We look at the education system and say it's crap. But which education system are we comparing this education with? With the education system comparison?
Well, I can think
education
of the
education system yethu yasezilalini, it sucks compared to education system that is offered urban areas. For some reason, it really sucks. We come to a university, we don't know anything. We look at umntana usuka model C school, man uyabaleka lo mntu. He's really good. He knows a lot more than me. But kanjani kodwa xa kufika i-exam paper xa kufika iphepha lika-matric kufika iphepha eliyi-1?
Well, question is, have we then lost self-respect as a country? Are the tools that we're using, are the instruments and tools we are using fixing the problem that we are identifying? So those are the questions. As much as we are uninformed, we at least try to change the tools. But to change the tools that we've been using for quite a long time, that requires some radical thinking. And bruh, I'm with you. I'm with you in thought, right?
And I feel like when I that point, it also raises when we are going to match it with respect. I feel like it comes to that thing, yoba. Other places or other people are being undermined. Yeah, well, like your capabilities are being undermined. When a development yako needs to develop at this rate, we cannot give you too much, or we cannot give you what you deserve to actually strive in life, because we undermine you. We don't respect you. We don't treat you as a human that you deserve to be. But that would be a topic for another day. Now, here's my question, Onea. Here's my question. We talked about parents not respecting their children, but hoping that, okay, not really hoping, but expecting abantwana babo to respect them. We do understand that with children, we're supposed to respect abantu abadala. But
that's
moving away from, that's a given. Moving away from that, if you were to be a parent, let's say in the next 2 years or 3 years, obviously you will need to raise umntana wako. From how your parents have raised you, how do you think you will raise your child different in order to maintain this respect that you see that our parent lacked when it comes to that mutual respect between and? How are you hoping to make things different? How would you make things different? We have 5 minutes.
I think, man, we don't necessarily have to think of the situation as, okay, how do I raise a child differently? It's just that, it has to do with the communication, man. How do I communicate well with the child such that the communication is not compromised by pride and by this sense of, I'm older than you, so you should not. Okay, there is that, right? There is that moral value, if you want to,
like that entitlement, your status, your timdala,
timdala now. So if parents lower they get off of their high horses and bring themselves down to the level of the child can actually relate. Otherwise, it will be this person who's bigger than me. That will be my moral value. So I should look up to it. And sometimes parents should lower their what is this? Their expectations. Because it's also it's to do with the expectations from the child. And children, they are still exploring. Otherwise, you're gonna damage the child fate.
It comes to that thing. It comes to that thing in Doba. Most of us to actually raised us in a way that I'm not sure whether you get me. So we feed from the things that they wanted for themselves. For example, if I were to, in fact, I have a daughter.
Yeah.
She's turning 9 this year. She's very old now. But I feel like given an opportunity to raise her, let's say Mashamba, I get a better job, I make like a decent life.
Yeah.
I think I will be staying with my daughter and raise her. But what I am going to do when she's living with me, bruh, I want to be a child again. I want to learn naye. I want to help her grow. I want to listen, because zonke zinto it's things that I think were not given to
And
me.
parents,
Even though I turned out, I think I turned out okay. Ne?
yeah.
But I feel like there is more that we can do as parents, such as listening, helping a child to develop. Be there. Don't be pa and say, yes, amnanami, yes, I cool. Kula nomnana, be next to your child. Kula nomnana and be like, where we are heading, there's A, B, C, and D. If you choose A, it might lead here. If you choose B, it might lead here.
And some they want to dictate
exactly
the route of the child. There's no respect for the decisions of the child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like that what I would do now, Nat.
Which is good, but unfortunately, some people, because they are seeing, they still can't think for themselves. Not that they fully can. They need guidance. It's just that some they end up in a dictatorship, and there's nothing they can do, and then they grow up like that in their minds. This is how it's supposed to be. They'll do that to their offspring as well, which is unfortunate. But this topic can drag for a long time, and there's elements that we just skipped, and there's many angles to this. But for the sake of time, we have to end it here. Hopefully, we can revisit it, because it's such an important topic.
Definitely. And maybe if viewers would actually say something and say, we want you to dwell on this, we would like you to actually have a topic on this, because respect goes a long way. Goes a long way. It goes a long way. You need to be respected at work. You need to be respected at school. You need to be respected by your partner. You need to be respected by your parents. You also need to give out that respect. So respect goes a long way. You need to respect a stranger.
Yeah. And many people don't teach their kids that. So to all those who are watching, please leave a comment and ask what we should be talking about next, if you're interested in the next topic, or ask any questions if you want. So
and then again, we I'm not sure whether I should be apologizing, but I feel like we should be apologizing, because I feel like we have a lot that we can say. We can say a lot about this topic, but we are also trying to make our videos short so that we don't take too much time on people. So I hope people understand. Yep.
Yeah, and we're in lockdown, so yeah.
People need to work.
Sure,
man. I'll see you around.
Thank you. Boom.